Okay. Continuing on to talk about the schism, which is our main topic for today. This is going to be the split in the Christian church that happens in 1054. The most important thing here is that it's the Christian church, okay? So we're not talking about a new religion. It's still Christianity. Everything that we talked about in terms of Christianity a few classes ago is going to be the same, whether or not you're in the Orthodox or whether you're not in the Catholic Church. All right, so remember we have Rome in the west and we have Constantinople in the east. Remember, very similar. Both now part of the Byzantine Empire. All right, and this church is going to split between Orthodox in the east and Roman Catholic in the west. But like I said, it's still Christianity, so they still have a faith based in Jesus, and the Bible is the holy book for in both sects of this religion. The use of sacraments like baptism and communion, similar for weddings, are going to be all very similar. The holidays are going to be similar. The importance of Easter and Christmas are going to be important for both churches because it's still both a Christian church. Right? Both have priests and bishops. The conversion of all into Christianity is still a priority. But the main differences in the West, remember, we talked about that before. In Rome, they're going to speak Latin. In the East, they're going to speak Greek. And that is still true today on the organized masses in both of those areas. Right. One big difference is going to be the lifestyles of the priests. The priests are going to be able to be married. You're allowed to be divorced also in the East, which was very controversial and not allowed in the West for a while. And still today, priests are not able to marry. Right? They cannot have relationships of any kind. They take a vow of celibacy. The use of icons, which is rather controversial, is used in the East. We saw some photos of that right here. Icons. So in the Eastern Orthodox tradition, in the Orthodox Christian Church, these icons are worshipped, right? As opposed to just being symbols of Christianity, they're actually worshipped in the Orthodox Church. Right? And then the biggest difference is the authority of the Pope. Right? The Patriarch is going to be the leader of the Orthodox Church, and people who are Orthodox do not believe in the authority of the Pope, which is the main reason why they split. Right, this table here is really important for your notes. It's in your new assignment for today in the Venn diagram. So if you go to the last page that has your Venn diagram in it, you can follow along with me here. West Catholic and the East Orthodox, so where's the power? What are the main differences? Remember, still Christian, so still a lot of similarities. A lot of similarities in their belief, but how they're organized is going to be a little bit different. Right, so the Western Church is based in Rome, which is still true today. That's where the Vatican is, where the Pope lives, where all the major powers of the Catholic Church still are today. Latin is the language of the Roman Catholic Church, and priests cannot marry. Pope is the head of the church, right, as the difference between the Eastern Orthodox Church centered in Constantinople. Right, later it's going to move into Russia because Constantinople is going to be taken by the Ottoman Turks and become a Muslim city, and when it's Istanbul. They are speaking Greek in the East, and that worship of icons, like I said, very controversial, a big difference between the two sects of Christianity. And Orthodox Christians do not recognize the authority of the Pope. Remember, the Pope got really powerful in the Roman Empire. He would start to pick the different emperors, and he became more powerful than the emperors themselves. All right, that's going to be a big reason why the church splits. So we have a Pope in the West and a Patriarch in the East, and we can look at some videos and some photos of kind of what a day in the life of somebody who's going to an Orthodox church might look like. It looks a little bit different because of the icons. The hat of the Pope is a little bit different than the hat of the Patriarch, but still plenty of similarities. We still see the crosses here on both because both still Christian. Right? And this split we call the Schism, right, of 1054. This is the separation of the Eastern and the Western churches. All right, so that's it for today. You should work on your Venn diagram, and then we will get back together as a class to go over it. Now I need to pause it.